And if you are feeling that right now, if you are in such a dark place that you just glommed onto this video thinking I had that magic pill for you, I don't. Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button and the bell notification and make sure to select all so you always get notified when I upload a new video every week. And also, if this video is helpful to you in any way or inspires you, like this video, and always feel free to comment. All right, let's dive right into it. This is Saturday, June 13th. I'm recording this. I will edit it quickly and put it up so I'm not missing any of my subscribers with my weekly content, and I'm not late. But it did take me a few extra days to get my head around this specific topic because it affects me deeply. And I didn't want to just skim over it or touch on it in a way that didn't show it its true respect. So today's topic, living with depression. Let's dive into it. I won't pretend that living with depression is easy, fun, or anything of the sort. Living with depression is dark, gloomy, sometimes unbearable. And if you are out there and you are living with depression, or you feel overwhelmed all the time, sad, can't get out of your own way, you have trouble focusing, any of the typical depression symptoms, you stay in bed for over 2 weeks at a time, you can't seem to get up, you don't have the energy, everything seems very negative and dark in your life, you feel worthless, all of these things, these are real. And if you are feeling that right now, if you are in such a dark place that you just glommed onto this video thinking I had that magic pill for you, I don't. I really don't. All I have is my experience with depression and what I've seen in my life. So I suggest you shut the video off now and really consider getting serious help for your depression. It is not something to be ashamed for. I have a psychiatrist. I'm not ashamed of that. I've had trauma in my life. I've had death of my brother, death of my father. I've been in a work situation where I was fully isolated and bullied. Lots of different things. I won't go into all my personal details, but I know what depression is. I've been depressed, clinically depressed for many, many years. I fight hard to stay on the positive side and keep that depression at the low. So I do know what it feels like to really want help and not know where to find it. So if you are one of those people, again, shut this video off and please call somebody for help. Even if that means calling a counselor or a psychologist, a psychiatrist, a doctor of any kind, going to your local hospital, talking to friends and family. It's difficult. And the first time I ever walked into a doctor's office, my psychiatrist's office, I was scared out of my mind because being so depressed and grief-stricken and feeling lost and worthless, I also did not want to be labeled crazy. I felt crazy, but I didn't want to be labeled that. Now I have to say, go get that help, then come back and watch this. My transformation, yes, I still have bouts of sadness and depression that creep up on me, and that's why I still have a psychiatrist that I visit once a month just to hash it out, talk it out, get my feelings heard, and then it helps me. But I was going once every 2 weeks, once every 3 weeks. I went through some difficult things, and it's not an easy thing to come through. So what have my videos always said? I focus on mindset. And why do I focus so deeply on mindset? It's because I've experienced clinical depression, and I don't want to live in that dark cloud. I really don't want to live there. It's not a nice place to live. In your mind, when your mind is so dark and gloomy, I'm sorry, I'm getting choked up, that it's difficult, okay? So yeah, I focus on mindset. I do a lot of meditation, journaling, and keeping positive as much as I can. And that's where these videos have come in. It's to focus on yourself and to really try to believe in yourself. It's hard when you're depressed. It's so difficult. There are times when you truly want to give up. You want to run away. I've thought about that a few times. Where could I hide in the world where nobody can find me? Actually, I did that. I moved from Nova Scotia to Nunavut. And if any of you are not from Canada, or maybe you're just Canadian under a rock, Nunavut is a territory, and I lived above the Arctic Circle. So yeah, I ran away and I hid in a very isolated area. It was the best thing I ever did. I'm not suggesting you do that. I'm not suggesting that you run away. That's not the answer to depression. The answer to depression is to get help. Get help for it. It's a struggle, and many, many, many people lose the struggle every single day. It's not something to take lightly. It's not something that you really want to play with. If you are sad, if you're down, if you have seasonal depression, what's that, you say? What's that? Seasonal depression during the winter time in Canada, when the months of winter are so long and gloomy that you feel so depressed because there's not a lot of sunshine, there's not a lot of outdoor time, all those things. It's called seasonal depression or seasonal sadness. The winter blues, I think they call it. I go through winter blues like nobody's business. Some things are so deep in depression, some people feel it and have such trauma that a few snowflakes is nothing to them. And then there are people where a paper cut is huge. I'm not talking comparison here. In depression, there's no comparison. There's no comparison to what you feel, to what you feel, to what I feel. We all feel things differently. Therefore, your depression is valid, my depression is valid. And getting help is the biggest thing. This video is running long. I don't like to keep them too long because I want to retain you. So I will revisit this difficult topic next week with some recommendations on things you can do at home to help combat your depression. But number one, seek help. Don't be afraid. Don't be ashamed. There's nothing wrong with you. Please keep yourself safe and reach out. Until next week, love you all.